what's going on, guys? So today we're going to be going through the patch that just got released in Destiny. Well, when I say just, I mean about 2 days ago, because I was trying to edit all of this stuff. But yeah, the patch just came out and it's only dealing with the weapons in Destiny. I'm surprised they didn't make any super changes or subclass changes at all, because there was definitely some stuff that could be changed, such as Stormcaller melees, which is kind of ridiculous at this stage. But yeah, in this video it's just going to be the exotic weapons. Now, there have been legendary weapon changes and archetype balancing, but I want to make that a separate video because I want to go in depth about how it's going to change Destiny and everything like that. And if I were to include it into this video, it will be quite a long video. Now, I do know that I have not uploaded a video on my channel for a very long time, but I will be talking about that and explaining why in my first curse video, which should be coming out after the legendary patch notes, so stay tuned for that. So I hope you guys enjoy, and let's jump straight into it. Let's start things off with the Fabian Strategy. The Fabian Strategy is getting a base range increase of 16% and a stability increase of 44%. It is also now going to give you a portion of your magazine back whenever you get a kill. These are quite positive changes because I didn't really see a lot of Fabian Strategy use in year 2, and hopefully these changes will actually make it quite viable. But I think that this will probably end up being a PvE weapon because of that perk of giving you a little bit of your magazine back. So now when you kill a dreg or something, you can have enough magazine to clear out the room of other dregs. So maybe this is going to be a good PvE weapon, but I'm not really quite sure. Next is No Time to Explain. No Time to Explain is getting an intrinsic perk Headseeker. So even though you can't see the perk Headseeker, when you inspect the weapon, the perk is there. That's quite nice, I guess. I hope it can 2-burst things now, but I guess I have to do a little bit of testing on that. Moving on to my favorite exotic weapon in this entire game, Boolean Gemini. So Boolean Gemini is also getting an intrinsic perk similar to what the No Time to Explain got, except that it's going to be high caliber rounds in its case. So you cannot see the high caliber rounds in the perk tree, but it is built into the weapon. So hopefully this can compete with Mida and is going to be a little bit more viable in the Crucible. For Touch of Malice, Bungie has fixed an issue with Titans using Blessings of Light in order to counteract the Touch of Malice's penalty of removing your health when you shoot the weapon. This is kind of a nerf to the Touch of Malice, and I don't see why they actually did this, because Touch of Malice was only used in the raid for Daughters and for the Ogres on Oryx, but I think a Sniper would even be better than the Ogres on Oryx. I think it's only really good for Daughters and actually killing Oryx or damaging him. And the fact that they nerfed this, considering people don't even use this thing in PvE, I don't really understand that. So Touch of Malice did get a nerf, and I don't really see why. Next on the list is Trs Promise. Trs Promise is getting a damage increase by 8% and a magazine increase by 3, so now you can fire an extra burst with this weapon. Now, I don't really use sidearms for that much, but I think that this is actually quite a very good change to sidearms, making them a little bit more competitive in the Crucible. I think there's certainly better sidearms out there, so this is kind of a good buff going forward for Trs Promise. Moving on to Universal Remote. So Universal Remote's exotic perk is now being nerfed by 75% in terms of its range, so now you do not have a maximum range stat on the Universal Remote, which the Universal Remote shouldn't have had in the first place. It should not have had the maximum amount of range for a shotgun if it's a primary weapon. So that's a very good change. And the second effect is that they're increasing its rate of fire, but as a secondary effect to balance it out, they're lowering the damage. So this is a definite good change on Bungie's part. Universal Remote was definitely a very dominant weapon in the Crucible, especially with the Jag Titans running around with their shields. So yeah, this is a pretty good change. Lastly is the infamous Thorn. So Thorn is coming back in year 3 if you didn't know, so Bungie is changing it a little bit. So Thorn was known for damage over time. It had the fastest fire rates in the hand cannon family, just falling behind Last Word, and it basically had the best range out of all the hand cannons if you had Send It on it. So to avoid a repeat of year 1, Bungie said that they will reduce the range by 25%. Now IS Luna is very good right now. It can definitely compete with Thorn in my opinion. So this range reduction, I don't really see why, but I think they're just taking a little caution on the Thorn, so maybe they'll buff this a little bit later on when the next patch comes. But Thorn is basically just getting a range reduction. And those are all the changes made to the exotic weapons in patch 2.4. I will be making another video showing you all the changes made to legendary weapons, and we'll be talking about how it affects the playstyle, especially snipers, because they definitely took a big hit in this update. But yeah, I will be making the video after this one, so stay tuned to the channel. Comment down below so I know what you thought of the video. Tell me how I can improve some stuff. Any feedback is good, positive or negative. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.